Hello, beautiful souls. Lori Rising here. Thank you for joining me. Wow. Wow, these are big energies this week. And so we have a lot to exchange about, and we've got work to do. I'm really excited that you're here. Sit back, relax, do not buckle up, because we are about to ascend together through this exchange. So if you are checking this out on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share this video with your community. If you're getting inspiration or guidance or any ahas in your life, they would love that too. Let's get these messages out as much as possible. This is how we emanate the energy out into the collective to make physical change. Okay, let's get into it, right? So we've really been on a Pisces wave in April, right? And it reminds me of the famous left Pavones wave in Costa Rica that I got to ride. Yes. And it feels so good when you have the time and space to really meld with what you're doing, to become one with it, to be in harmony with it, right? Because then you get to be in the full present moment and feel the integration with the time that you have. And that is what April is giving us. And that is where we are right now. This is go time. This is integration time. The energy started on the conjunction, right, of Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces on April 12th, 2022. And we really focused on that. But that was just the beginnings. That was just the rumblings of what was to come. It was like when the wave begins under the surface out in the ocean. That was the 12th. And now it's really surfacing, and this is where we get to jump on and ride it with ease and fluidity and flow. But that takes work. It takes alignment, and it takes dropping into your practice so that you embody and integrate these energies. Now, if you haven't been, and many people have been feeling this, you may have been feeling anxiety, or the inability to focus, feeling overwhelmed, like you just want to check out, or maybe, moving towards addictions that help you just, I guess I want to say be numb to that overwhelming feeling within your soul, because if the energies, it's like if our cells aren't opening, if they're kind of in a state of stagnation or even resistance, right? If we're in a state of tension, then the energy comes in and then it has nowhere to go. So it's like, and it keeps building within us. And that can create that state of anxiety where you're like, this is really uncomfortable. So we have to, that's where the practice every day, if not 2 to 3 times a day, comes in. Because we have to be moving and keeping ourselves, our physical bodies, in a state of flow in order for the energies to come in, move through, create that integration with us, so that then they express themselves in our physical life, and then we move up into our ascension with them. Are you following me in there? So I want us to ride this wave as long as possible, and it's go time right now. So if you've been feeling those, the states of anxiety and stuff, like, okay, here we are. This is a new day. This is the death and rebirth that's constantly happening. And it's like, when I think of solar eclipses, the energy I feel is like a living death, right? It's like an active death. And that is what we experience while we stay conscious in these human bodies on this planet. All the time. Everything around us experiences that, right? So the more that we honor the life and death within ourselves, the more we move into that adaptability, and we get the new possibilities and the excitement of the unknown and new paths, and like the reawakening of our soul's calling. That's probably wildly different than the controlled linear path that we were set upon with belief systems and mindsets that weren't even ours to begin with. Did you follow that? It was a good one. Okay, so It was so good I forgot where I was at. Yeah, so, the death and rebirth. So, the moon goes through a death and rebirth cycle every day. We go through a death and rebirth cycle. As night comes, that's the death of the day. As morning comes, it's the rebirth of a new day, or the birth of a new day. And this is part of what we get to experience in our lives. And I honestly, I'm excited about the more deaths that I get to experience of myself, because that's more rebirth that I get to invite in, and more growth from the deaths. So every rebirth actually comes in at a higher dimension, or a higher ascension state. And then, what comes from that is a life of joy and ease, even with the lower matrix that continues in our physical reality, and magnetization and manifestation, and really fully living my divine path and my soul's calling. And this is what, this is for everyone. It's not, I'm just using myself as an example. Okay, so I want to do a reading, and I also want to tell you a story about these energies, and holding them in a bigger space than the need, I'm quoting that, for security and safety that we've been taught in the linear system. That's the story. And I just touched it. So let's just go right into the story. So I live in van life right now as I'm experiencing the land and connecting with new community and opening up to possibilities. And I've always wanted myself a crystal sound bowl, because to me that is the ultimate healing vibration, especially for our chakra pillar system connection into the higher realms. And I've never allowed myself to get it because it's dangerous in moving home, right? And the crystal could break, and all of the what ifs. So I had a Tibetan sound bowl, which was great, and I loved it, but it didn't sing to my soul like a crystal sound bowl. And with these Piscean energies, allowing myself to really feel the heart-centered space of them, and feel the spiritual expansion of them, the possibility of the bowl breaking became a non-factor. The expansion of the healing vibration and the ascension that can result from having the crystal sound bowl with me, because it's so resonant with where my soul is calling to for those deeper states of healing, is so much bigger than anything else. And I got it. It was a non-thought. I didn't spend a bunch of time. One day I woke up and these beautiful Pisces energies were crystal sound bowl, and I got it that day. So I'm going to play it for you right now. And this is going to be part of our integration of the energy. So if you have been feeling any of those lower frequency states that I've been talking about, now is your chance to close your eyes. Don't worry about what's coming in the day. Don't worry about what you have to do. Just be in this moment. Let's utilize our higher forms of technology in this age of Aquarius for supreme deep healing right now. And this is part of, my crystal bowl's first foray out into the world and into your heart space and healing vibration. So go ahead and close your eyes. Taking a nice deep breath all the way down to your belly. Just be fully in your body, in your cells, in your spirit, in your energy. And as you exhale, just relax. Let your jaw go. Release all tension, any stress. And as you continue to breathe, just allow yourself to fully tune in to the vibrations that you're feeling, to the sound that you're hearing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with me. And with that, let's see what the cards have to say. What's the energy that's happening right now? Because it feels big, it feels good, it feels buoyant, it feels joyful. And it feels like there's a lot of motivation out there. I can feel motivation in you to get into the integration, get into the embodiment, to move into your body consciousness, to create the time and space for the possibilities of what can come on the other side of these energies. So the card that I picked is soul loss. And this is part of the death and rebirth, but it feels light. This doesn't feel like a heavy soul loss. This feels like a light one. Like you have already been excavating this, like whether it's, you know, a mindset or a belief system within yourself, whether it's a relationship that's in your life, whether it's a path that you thought was going to be the biggest energy of this lifetime for you. Like it can be that big, but it also feels almost like the wave is carrying us through. The water is creating such a healing place of release of what we were holding on to. And remember, anything that you let go, that you release the tension of, you allow that to be its own entity, to get bigger in whatever way it needs to. You allow yourself to fill up with a new energy from the release of that tension. You allow your cells to open up to like the spiritual spaces that are coming in, the light acceleration that's coming in. And if whatever it is that you let go of, it's a saying that you've heard, if you love something, set it free. If it's truly meant to be in your life, if it's a soul's calling or a soul contract, it will come back in power. But we cannot be in a place of power with something that we're holding on to from the fear of losing it. Or we're holding on to from the fear of anything, of security, of safety, of lack. Because there's only abundance on the other side. I'm just getting this really beautiful lightness. And it's interesting because on this card is water and jellyfish. Jellyfish, like they're very alien-like entities, right? I'm just feeling into that. And it's like we are getting such supreme support and guidance from star beings, from intelligent life forms, from I want to say the known consciousness that's out there. When the consciousness in the universe comes online, it actually attracts more of that consciousness to it because it's in such a state of full balance and peace and high frequency. There's no fear in it. There's no control. There's no lower frequency to it. So it just magnetizes more of what it is and what it's emanating. And that's where it becomes bigger and bigger. And that's what we are transforming into, our sacred ability to be that consciousness. And it's even it's a bigger job that we have in these human bodies because we are transcending the ego matrix and the physical matrix that's happening around us. And that is work. That's a constant practice. It's constant work. So we don't get to just be this consciousness. We actually have to dig in every single day and choose to be that consciousness while we do a practice and our work of, growth, of shadow transformation, of trauma transformation in order to keep that frequency. Wow. That was a really profound message, and I hope that I conveyed that clearly, because y'all, I'm I'm feeling these Pisces energies too, and I get really dreamy and floaty with my thoughts in these Pisces energies, and so sometimes it's hard for me to ground them in to really bring them with clarity. So I hope you felt into that, because I'm realizing how profound it is for us humans to be in the state of enlightenment and ascension and light evolution that we are creating on this earth right now, because it's hard work, and yet it's so beautiful and it's so easeful when we do it. Wow. Okay. I feel like I'm going to leave that there, and hopefully you really at least felt into the energy of like how profound that came through for me, and how much I honor you for doing your work and showing up every day, and, you know, witnessing, facing, honoring your trauma and your parents' trauma, and like the fact that we're here doing the best that we can with what we know and what we have. And it always has the opportunity for more. We always have the opportunity to change and shift. Every single day we get to wake up in a rebirth and a new day. And there are always new possibilities when we stay in a state of fluidity and flow, like the wave that we are riding with these Pisces energies. So to end this video, I'm just going to tell you that if you want to go quantumly into your cellular reawakening, into trauma transformation and healing, into really understanding your inherent navigation system, which is your body consciousness, which takes you into states of telepathy, of like psychic abilities, of your sensory system, the language that you came in to actually, you know, navigate the world with or move through the world with. My digital course will take you there. It's 6 modules. There's probably about 10 bonuses. There's so many guided meditations. And when you commit, when you create the space and time to do the offerings that I'm giving you there, you will change your life. You will create deep ascension spaces within your life and the people around you, just by the shifts that you make. That energy is felt by your collective and your community around you. You don't even have to use the linear word language. You get to share your gifts by being your gifts and being in your internal gratification system and your internal alignment and your sovereignty. So I'm giving you $100 off the launch price, which means in essence, it's half off the full price of the course until May 1st. This is my gift to these April energies, these Piscean energies. It's my gift to you. And I promise you, everyone who has taken this course, I have seen such beautiful transformations into their higher consciousness, into their divinity, into their soul's calling, into what they agreed to come here to do, as we peel off the layers of conditioning, the layers of programming, and the layers of fear that came before we even had conscious thought. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Check out the link below, above, wherever it's at. And your gift code for $100 off until May 1st is evolution, all caps. Yes, we are in supreme evolution. Let me know if you have questions. Thank you for sticking around for this big message and exchange today. And I am sending you so much peace and love. And just know that I have many other free offerings and paid for offerings that I'm continually putting out for ultimate guidance and support into this beautiful new earth, rebirth, awakening in ourselves and the collective. Peace and love, babes. Mwah.